It's Groundhog Day. Well, already was, but that won't stop because I'm going to do a review on Groundhog Day movie that came out in 1993, which means it is an anniversary video since the movie turned 30 years old this year. And while the holiday and the release date of the movie are not together, I decided to put the video for the month. So, let's begin with the Groundhog Day movie. The story centers on the weatherman Phil Connors, played by Bill Murray, travels to Punxsutawney in Pennsylvania for the annual Groundhog Day with his workers. The day has arrived and gives a report on the festival. After that, the blizzard strikes the area, in which Phil has to find a way to leave the town, but he is forced to spend the night. Next morning, he wakes up and realizes that it's Groundhog Day again. He believes he's experiencing deja vu, in which every day it's the same again and again and again and again. The only way he can stop the loop is an angel, wait, wrong movie, is his producer Rita, played by Andie MacDowell, merely because he loves her, and that's the only way to stop the Groundhog Day loop. The story in the movie is great. Yes, it does remind me of It's a Wonderful Life, but this is totally original. I know plots has been done like time traveling or going back in time, but looping every day, that's a great setup. The characters are so likable and incredibly funny, which I'll talk about the comedy in a second. While some characters are minor in the movie, at least I know them very well. Ned Ryerson, afraid of Phil's, who's not annoying. The mayor, Buster, who's a responsible man making the speech of the holiday, and then later Phil saves him from choking. That's a nice payoff. Other minor characters like Doris, the waitress, Mrs. Lancaster, Nancy, and the two guys, Gus and Ralph, at a bar where Phil hangs out. I know minor characters are there, but at least I remember them. Aside from that, let's get to the mains. Larry is a cameraman, which he does get funny line here and there. Rita is a really great character. She's more of a thinker, smarter, and even getting jealous of Phil in certain scenes. I didn't expect Andie MacDowell to play Rita, but she did incredibly well. But now let's get to Phil Connors. Not only was Bill Murray casted perfectly, but his character and his personality I love a lot. And while I have seen characters that change due to development, but he just went from a jerk at the beginning to being a hero at the end. That's a great change from Phil. In fact, I just noticed a couple months ago, and I get what it is. Phil had 7 stages of grief: shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. So glad someone commented that, which by the way, loved the message in the movie. Now let's get to the comedy, which I couldn't leave it behind. The comedy is so funny and throws so much, and while it's not laugh out loud hilarious as Ghostbusters or any movies I've watched, this one knows just the right moment. Even the romance between Phil and Rita is actually pretty genuine. I mean, I expected they fall in love at the end, which the ending of the movie is satisfying. No Groundhog Day looping, no Rita getting angry at Phil, just an ending to be a happy one. Also, I give credit to the movie for not having a villain, just show life and that's it. You see, Phil talked to Rita more and more, and on the next loop day, Phil pretending to learn the things from her. And I'm gonna say this, you guys, this is one of my favorite movies. Top 20, actually. I know it's not as higher than any of my movies, but it's still great. Now with my great review out of the way, let's get to other things in honor of its 30th anniversary. The director of this movie is Harold Ramis. If the name sounds familiar, well, he directed other comedy movies, but he worked with Bill Murray a few times. He actually made a cameo in the movie where he plays a neurologist. That's great that he appears. As for the box office, he made a pretty good amount domestically, and ranking number 13. As for legacies, it's considered one of the most beloved comedy films. The movie ranked number 34 in American Film Institute's 100 Laughs, even number 8 for top 10 fantasy films. But the most impact is the movie made it to National Film Registry in 2006. However, while the accolades did really good in other awards, the Academy Awards received no nominations. Columbia tried hard to vote that movie. I do feel bad that the movie didn't get an Oscar nomination, but again, the movie is praised a lot and it's getting a lot of attention. I don't feel like the movie is underrated, it's more of a pop culture touchstone. I don't know what to say about it other than go see it. Heck, it's good that the movie has a Valentine's Day feel. Go watch it for the lovers. That is all for the review. And speaking of Valentine's Day, yes, I have a video coming for the holiday. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!